pterodactyl flying around by the light.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, Dave.
I think that's a ladybug.
A ladybug like that?
Probably just looks big because it's under the lake.
That's
Just like
me too.
You're on? Game on?
Oh, we've been recording this whole time.
All right, let's go.
Ever since Matt brought up the whole fucking dragonfly, it's been recording this whole time.
Pterodactyl.
Let's roll with this, guys. I want to introduce all of our viewers to our new podcast here. We're going to do a Full Throttle podcast by Vetting Customs. I want to introduce myself. I'm Chad Vetting, the owner of Vetting Customs. Kind of came up with this idea of a little podcast here to bring different shop owners, different guests. We're going to talk racing. We're going to talk anything to do with automotive problems, concerns, help people with different vehicle issues. We're going to talk drag racing. We're going to talk anything that has to do with cars. So with that being said, Justin's the man here on the mixer. He's going to run all of our audio for us, all of our video. So I wanted to introduce Justin. You got anything to say today?
Man, I'm just excited to get this done.
Yeah, I am
It's
too.
gonna be
bud.
fun.
I am too. This has been 2 years in the making, and it's nice to have a good group of guys together. And let's get this rolling. You know, over here to my left, I got Chris Seehafer. He just started with us. He's a manager over at the paint shop.
Hi.
Hi.
You got anything else to add, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got Keith. Keith is sitting next to Chris there. He's works as a technician here and does our marketing stuff for us also on Facebook. Does some TikTok stuff. He works real good with Justin. They work well together. What do you got to introduce yourself here, Keith?
I just gotta say I wasn't the one who was good enough to have a headset. I'm just here.
You're not old enough yet.
Yeah, I guess.
And then down on the far end, we got Matt Horst. He manages the shop. He's kind of my overall operations manager here at Vetting Customs, and he kind of deals with a lot of stuff here. So we wanted to add him in. He adds a lot of wisdom to the podcast, I feel. So
Yeah, we'll bring in some things.
yeah.
With age comes wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting up there in age according to you guys.
You're
Old fart.
still a young buck yet.
Yeah.
So I'll explain a little bit of the reasons of why we put the podcast together. I kind of touched on it a little bit when we started here. It's more of I felt in this industry it was such a cutthroat industry. It seems like all shops hate each other. Nobody wants to be happy when people got a lot of work and some guys got a little work. Nobody seems to want to help each other. It just seems so I'm going to say crude and cruel out there because everybody's like cutting everybody's throat and there's always so much stuff going on. So this was kind of a thing to bring in as we get rolling here. We'll bring in different shop owners, talk about what their shops do, promote their business, link it together with what we do over here. I mean, if you look at it, we're all just one big car community and everybody should win in this game. I don't understand the competition thing. So I kind of wanted to get this rolling and get us out there. So we're introducing some different guests and some different tool manufacturers we'd like to bring in. We do sponsor a lot of racing cars here. We do a lot of stuff for certain individuals. So we like to get them guys in and talk about their cars and where they're going to race and what they got going on. So the plan, guys, if I'm not mistaken, is we're gonna record these on Friday and then they'll be released on the following Thursday. Is what
Full Throttle Thursdays.
Yep. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
With that being said, does anybody else got anything to add to that whole rigmarole? No.
No, I can't wait to bring some more people in. Bring in Brett from Snap On. Get him in here. Special tools that he has. All that what he does for the community or the car community at least.
Yeah. He's a big supporter of us. I mean, he sponsors one of our Full Throttle Thursday nights, which is great because he's been behind us since day one. So he always takes one night for us and brings all the trucks, and he brings a good following with him. So it really makes them are kind of the highlight nights, ain't they?
The favorite nights for Full Throttle are, obviously the first one because it's getting the kickoff of the summer and, car shows and things like that. Then kids night we do for the kids charity, and
That's a big
Snap-on
one.
is kind of our technicians world, the night for us, and we fairly certain that people call in on Friday for that one after that's all done and over with.
Ain't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. It really is.
I thought we'd just get the day off the next day.
Wrong.
I'd love to say that, but unfortunately we don't. It's the nature of the beast.
But I'm excited to bring more people in to this stuff. Customers who have these car collections and things like that. Talk about what they have, what they favorite, and what got them into the cars. You know, a lot of the people like us, five sitting up here, our dads or our grandpas or some sort of family relation got us into this sickness, and that's where we're here to now.
You're exactly right, Matt. That's you touched on it, because that's kind of one of the other things I wanted to bring to the table here was to try to keep the younger generation interested in cars. It seems like to me, from when I was in high school, this stuff has kind of faded a little bit. I understand there's some car clubs out, but we were just talking the other night, and here we were having a couple beers, and Chris brought up the fact of how big the audio scene and the car audio scene used to be back when we were in high school. I mean, that was a talk. Rodford Fosgate, you know, you were your JLs, you were your Kenwoods, your Alpines.
The Kickers.
You know, now that there ain't no stereo shops around, like, you know, Audio Dynamics used to be in town, and
Extreme Audio is the only one left.
It kind of sucks. So I thought this was a good way too to kind of keep everybody interested. We bring in the younger generation and talk to them a little bit about what they got going on. That's one thing too with this whole thing. I don't want people to say, well, it's just hot rods or it's just cool stuff. No, it's imports. It's anything. Garden tractor pulling, go-kart racing. Chris is involved in go-kart racing. Me and Keith are, and my son John is also involved in the karting league. So it's about bringing anything that's got an engine on it. Let's talk about it. You know,
Sure.
Yeah, everyone's got their own interests.
You know, the thing is we've done almost all of that stuff here. You know, we've done lawnmower pulling tractors. We've done the big hot rod, high horsepower pulling tractors for these guys, and our diversity of what we do is available for all of that, and it's just neat to see how much different ways people have the thrill of acceleration and how they handle it.
Yeah, so that was some of the other notes I had here. You know, starting out here, it's going to take a while for us to get rolling, but I think as we do this every week, it's just going to come natural for all of us. You know, I got some notes that, you know, we'll bring in the special guests, we'll bring in people in the industry, like Justin said, some tool guys. We'll talk to our Napa franchise owner, just owners of different classic cars, different car scenes that are around the area, customers of ours that have done work here with us. And then I got a note here in, you know, have Keith talk about some of his detailing stuff, and maybe we can get Ryan from Wabam in to talk about some different Wabam products and talk about that stuff too. It's a really good product that we use here, and it seems to be kind of the upper tier of the industry for cleaning chemicals. I mean, he's got some good stuff. It's really nice.
Well, bam.
Yeah, well, bam.
Yeah, with that, there's actually a post out on our social media where a lady brought in her Volkswagen Passat TDI. Her seats were brown. They're supposed to be dark brown, almost black. They're supposed to be a light tan.
Yeah, they were bad.
I used fall off to scrub it. It came right out.
Yeah, careful. Don't tell all our secrets to our viewers.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll guess I gotta bleep that out.
Yeah.
So as we move on to kind of agenda I had laid out, I'd like to talk about our upcoming Full Throttle event here.
Yeah, we touched on Full Throttle a couple of times here, and we better let the viewers know what actually is Full Throttle.
Full Throttle was a thing that we all came up with collectively, kind of built off of my idea. Back in high school, we used to go to the Penguin Drive-In on Calumet Avenue, and everybody would meet, and we'd all cruise the strip, and that was kind of the gathering spot for everybody. And I felt like since we lost that camaraderie, I wanted to bring back another gathering spot. And Thursday nights it seemed to be. And you know, this one coming up here on the 24th at the end of the month here, we're still sticking to the last Thursday of the month, right, guys? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the 24th of April here is our opening one, and I always say it's the beginning of summer. When Full Throttle starts, it's the beginning of summer.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So.
And it's gonna be a big one. Aren't we pushing almost 400 people interested in coming already?
Yeah, there's a big following on the Facebook event page, I guess you would call it.
Does it talk about what is all entailed, like cars, food trucks, beer.
Yeah. So like Chris said, we got this upcoming one. We're pushing a part swap. We feel like with Jefferson coming up, I believe Jefferson's the same weekend here as our opening one. So we thought if some people wanted to preview and get rid of some stuff that they got laying around the garage, bring it, set it out, talk to everybody. We got food trucks. We have craft vendors that will fill up the shop, chainsaw carving, Tupperware lady comes, a bunch of different craft stuff. The guys come and they talk cars, and then the old ladies need something to do. They need to look at some crafty stuff and spend some of the old man's money. That's the way I look at it, right?
Yeah, they're good at that.
Who doesn't like food?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Food trucks.
food. Yeah, we got some new ones this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
do have new food
This,
trucks.
this month we're introducing Marco's Smoke and Barbecue, which is a new one, and then Funtime Enterprises, which is all carnival food.
Yeah, like
Kind of
funnel
one.
cakes and
Cotton
snow cones.
candy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited for that. For the kids are gonna love that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's just what we need. A bunch of kids hopped up on sugar.
They're
Or
not coming to
adults.
our houses.
Yeah, or adults.
You guys brought to my attention this year that we kind of lost some vendors with the
Oh, the NFL. draft.
NFL draft.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a big deal.
It is
for
a big deal for the
Wisconsin
area.
and Green
Yeah.
Bay,
Yeah.
for sure. It's,
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see one in my lifetime again, but you never know.
No,
I'm surprised we're getting this one.
I know. Yeah,
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
yeah. It's a one ball sport. It's what,
Yeah.
racing's a one ball sport.
No, that's two.
Two ball.
Two ball sport. Yeah. What am I talking about here?
We-
I got all flustered when we started talking sports.
Yeah,
because I'm
finish your
not-
beer.
I'm not a big
Get in the
sports-
game.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you guys came to the office. I believe it was Wednesday. Justin, you got a phone call that we're gonna get the Valders Lions Club this year.
No, he actually came to the office to talk to me in person.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's good. That's
He
good.
came. He came talking to me. Just all he asked was we put up a TV for him so we can play the NFL draft.
Okay.
So
So
that
you-
works for us.
You guys heard it here first. Craft Creek is skipping this week. They got some stuff going on with the draft, which is understandable. So Justin and Keith reached out to the Valders Lions Club. They're going to come sell some beer for us, and then we'll have a TV or two playing the NFL draft, and they'll be set up inside the building, so you can watch the draft, look at cool cars, have some food truck stuff,
and drink beer.
and drink beer. That's what
Burnouts.
What more can you ask for?
I come for the burnouts.
Allegedly.
We all,
Oh, yeah.
we all do, but yeah, it's kind of one of them things that if it happens, it happens.
Oops.
Everyone's adults. They're making their own choices.
Yep.
I like those choices.
Right, right.
It's a little dusty in the intersection.
It's weird because after we have them, we usually have somebody coming back that wants us to look at their throttle linkage because it sticks. Well, we'll take care of it.
Sure.
It's good. Another subject I thought we'd touch on is, like I said, the racing aspect of. We support a lot of local guys here.
Yeah, what are we up to? I think
In divisions.
6, right?
Yeah. You're right, Chris. We do the street stock division at Outagamie Speedway. We sponsor the street stock division out there. They race on Friday nights. A good friend of mine, John Tiener, reached out to me last year, and we got on board for the street stocks. It was a great thing for us. It's a great division to watch. It's very competitive. My son John is in that division. He runs there every once in a while. But like I said, Outagamie Speedway in Seymour on Friday nights. It's the place to be, and head out there, support them. We'll talk about them every week. We'll talk about the different drivers that we sponsor and what tracks they're going to run.
We could talk about results.
Results too. We could definitely touch on that. I do have a WIR thing here for drag racing.
Yeah, you guys see that Hoosier wheel up in that corner of the camera, right?
Yeah.
Now let's get Chad to take that bad boy out.
Yeah, we got to get that Monte Carlo out this year.
Well, I don't know what you were waiting for.
Should fire it up.
In time.
Loud noises.
That's how we should end every show.
Yeah.
Firing up
Monty.
the cars.
Monty.
That'd be swell.
Or Miss Piggy. Blup, 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 blup.
That's funny. Every night he leaves, Chris, he starts that remote start, and it ain't cold anymore, so you don't need remote start. But I tell him, our next door neighbor here, Steve, the first time he bitches about that car making that noise, I'm making Keith put a muffler on there because, yeah, I'm respectful to the neighbors. You know,
Yep.
we're here late at night, and Steve's a good neighbor of ours. But yeah, it is funny listening to that thing idle. It sounds like an old pig.
I'll have to slide Steve some money because I don't want to put a muffler on.
We're talking later at night, right? So I can still drive the Cadillac to work.
Yeah, this is late. This is
Okay.
this is midnight when we're here late at night. But
Trying to get said race car put together.
yeah.
Multiple. I mean, you can see one over my shoulder.
Yeah, behind Justin here is my stock car we'll run this year. I really haven't done much to it this year. This is about the third year on that body, but like I told you guys, I haven't ran much. I've been busy with the shop, busy with the businesses. The boys have to push me to get the damn thing in the trailer. So once we do go, we have a good time. And I really wanted to put a new body on it this year. I'm all about the looks and the image of things, but at the end of the day, it works. I'll probably drive right out of the hole, and I won't pussyfoot it because I'm afraid of scratching it, you know. But Chris and the guys put a lot of time into Johnny's street stock. We had to put a new body on this year. He had some learning curve stuff that he went through.
Some learning curves?
Yeah, it was some. Yeah.
He just went through some curves.
Yeah.
The birds are flying.
Yeah, for our viewers, John's
Behind the camera.
behind the camera observing our first podcast here, and we got a new nickname for John after he wrecked at Plymouth. He's Junket John now.
Junket John.
Junket John. So
It's for all you announcers when he runs.
New nickname.
yeah.
Can you put
I
that on
love
the
it.
car?
You
Junket
could-
John.
You could probably
Good
put that
job.
on
People
there.
think
Yeah.
of salvage yard.
Good thing your name ain't Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Boom. Copyright.
So you keep touching on this Cadillac. What is your Cadillac? Let's let them know what you building. You keep wanting to say you're working on it, and you're
So-
wanting to drive it, and you get excited when it says drag racing. So you might as well enlighten us what this is.
Yeah, I was gonna shift over here a little bit as soon as I mentioned drag racing, your pants got a little tight on me, and I
Yeah, that's
got a
all
little
right.
uncomfortable here.
I know,
I'm
right?
glad he's next to you.
But touching on to the Cadillac, I actually bought it from our other mechanic here, Brandon. Great car. I mean, it has a LS6 motor in it. It's a 5.7 liter cam to the moon, just a blast to drive. 4 doors. My kid loves it. Ryder absolutely loves that car. And I got this great boss that's letting me use the body shop right now to try to fix up the rust on it because we live in Wisconsin. Not the best, but
Well, get her looking right. That's what
yeah.
it's about, you know. Use our resources, use our people that are here. Everybody, that's the one nice thing about this team here, I will say, is everybody is helping everybody out all the time, and guys are swapping time for time. I know you and Blake got something worked out there where he's going to do some work on there, and you're going to do some work on his Toyota.
Blake's one of our body shop technicians.
Yeah, but
That Toyota's cool though.
yeah, it's a cool truck. Yeah, he's got a cool truck going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about your little experience that you had the other weekend where you were in Manitowoc? How many times did you get pulled over?
So I finally decided to register the Cadillac so I could drive it. Got registration, insurance like you legally should, and and I decided to take it into town with go pick up my kid. Like I said, he loves it, so we go driving around. I leave to Rivers. As soon as I entered Manitowoc, a cop busts a U-turn and pulls me over. Loud exhaust. Nice lady cop. My kid kind of smoothens her up. She rolls down the window. Ryder goes, "Hello." Not getting a ticket. So not
As
even.
long as she ain't watching this.
So not even, I would say an hour and a half later, I finally get downtown. I make a little loop around Manitowoc, get downtown, and boom, another cop pulls me over. Not far after for the exact same thing, exhaust.
How long was that in between?
An hour and a half.
About an hour and a half in
Hour and a
between
half,
stops.
Well, you drive slow through town.
Yeah, Manitowoc's not that big.
Jeez.
Well, I had to stop twice. I gotta get my monster, gotta get energized.
Yeah.
Some lunars.
Yeah. No.
A couple lunars. Yeah.
Let's just say you made Chad's night. CapCut was pretty busy making videos.
Oh man, they just roasted the hell out of me.
Yeah,
The group chat was going wild.
I don't think you'll live that one down for a while.
Just wait until I take it out again. There's no mufflers on it yet.
But I think you should let every one of us drive it for a night and see if we can break your record.
Ooh, yeah.
I've seen Keith drive it, ain't making it out of Alders.
Challenge.
If John drove it, wouldn't make it out of Alders.
No.
Right. And not because he got pulled over.
I think he'd ditch it or break something.
Yeah.
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 No, I love the car. It's a fun car. I mean, Miss Piggy. Why don't we talk about Miss Piggy ones? That thing's unique.
I was going to go to Chris. Chris has got a little S10 here that he's rips around with a little bit. I got some video footage doing some burnouts over at the old shop.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it was
Private
there
property.
was security camera
Yes.
footage. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I bought it from a guy in Milwaukee. It's got a 5.3. Nothing fancy. It was definitely set up for drag racing. There's no power steering pump. I'm gonna have to lean on the mechanics here at the mechanic shop to help me maybe
I don't
put
know
a
about all
heater in
that.
it.
Oh, no heater core either?
There's no heater,
No heater.
so I can't defrost the windows when I want to drive it.
Yeah.
But no, it's a work in progress. I just wanted a baseline.
Yeah, it's a cool truck. It really is. I mean, the first time I seen you bring it around, it caught my eye. It's neat with the LS motor in there, and it's got a good look to it. And I think you got a good platform to build off of. You got a nickname for that old girl, don't you?
Yeah, she's called Tidy Whitey.
Tidy Whitey. Yeah,
I like it.
that's good. That's good.
You never heard of one before?
No?
Oh, yeah.
I heard about the S10 last night after hours, but I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know I had a 5.3 in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's LS SWAT.
You're gonna be doing some tuning on it.
I forgot that. Yeah, I tuned too, don't I?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right there.
He's heard Miss Piggy and now wants a cam. So.
Yep.
You don't even need a cam. I can just make it sound like that.
Atta boy. Yeah, you spend the money. I'll just have him tune mine.
It ain't gonna run without no cam.
So now it's time for a product pitch here.
Why?
at-
Because yours is empty?
And Johnny, I'm empty. Could you give me another one of these delicious Full Throttle Redline Ambers that Pet Skull Brewing did for us here? Thank you. See, Richard Rawlings has a beer assistant. I got a beer boy.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say itch at the end of that.
Oh, yeah. No, Justin told me to keep it clean. Are we past 10 minutes yet?
Yeah. So let it rip.
Oh, yeah. Now we can really open up.
See if people are still
Thanks,
watching.
John. Say hi to the camera. Get your mug in here. You gotta get a little farther. There you go.
Yeah.
This is John.
He's in need of a haircut.
He works at the auto body shop. We'll get him on one of these podcasts. We'd like to work everybody at the shop through this and have them talk a little bit about what they do for this place and all the different things. But I just want you guys to hear the most amazing sound in the world right now. Listen to this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was blah 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 blah.
I did try to turn down his mic before it cracked open.
All right, Miss Piggy time.
We got to talk about the Envoy. Envoy, and then you got this red and gray truck here that's kind of been a landmark in the shop all winter. What are you doing to that 90 Chevy over there?
Yeah, well, we'll start with the history of that truck
Yeah,
first.
talk a little bit about
Oh man, that thing has a lot of history behind it.
Well, it was my grandpa's truck before he passed, and then my dad drove it for a while. My uncle also drove it to high school, and now I have it. Drove it to high school for a bit. In the moment, it's tore apart because I have a Whipple supercharger in store for it. I also painted the engine bay, paint the motor, but got a few brackets we have to make for the supercharger to fit. So yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there. What did you all do? You did wheel wells, core support,
Yeah.
firewall. You painted the firewall also.
The cowl and the battery tray all paint matched red. So
You got to give Blake a shout out there at how good of a
Yeah,
job he laid out
yeah.
that paint on there.
looks like glass.
Yeah, it does. He's definitely a wizard with that paint gun. I will say that. He came to us with no automotive experience, and I mean, as he keeps painting stuff here, I'm blown away with how flat the clear is laying out, and his blends and everything about what he's been doing has been a hell of a job. He's definitely an asset to this place.
He's a perfectionist too, so
Yeah,
you know you're gonna get a good looking paint job.
Yeah, I mean,
Every time.
You're only going on 2 weeks of being here, Chris, and
Yep.
you've seen already how he wants things right, and
Yep.
that's the biggest thing with what we all do. We just want it right, and we want to do a hell of a job, and make sure everything's tightened up. And when it leaves here, we got some pride in it. And I mean, I understand sometimes things happen and they slip through the cracks, but there ain't ever been a time that we haven't taken care of anybody. They bring it back and we make it right, and we always make sure that the customer is happy at the end.
I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum.
Yeah, right.
Shout out Blake.
Yeah.
Shout out Blake.
Hopefully he's been staying tuned. Hopefully a Blake on a future podcast.
Yeah, we'll get him in here. We're gonna talk about some paint.
Yeah.
I think it would be good to get him and Logan in here at the same time. They can talk about that paint school they went to and talk about the different things that they learned while they were down there.
Give him a shout out, Logan.
Well, Logan Bozar, he is our Napa rep. His dad Brad owns the place. We've worked with Napa for a long time. Christ, I'm trying to think how long ago. This was back when we were at the old shop, and we were running everything out of
About
there.
9 years.
Yeah, about 9 years we've been with them, Matt. Okay.
Yep.
Always got our back. Anything to do with parts warranty, they're warranting different things that happen with the customers. They always stand behind our back. It's a nationwide warranty when we're an auto care center. I mean, you can't ask for a better thing when you come to us. If you got a problem in Arizona, you find the closest auto care and they'll take care of you, and it's covered because it was done here. So
Yeah, and vice versa. If you're from Arizona and you're up here, and there's no cost to you as the customer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a hell of a program that they got going on there. It's nice to be backed by a big corporation like that. They really help us out in some tough times, So,
Yep.
Well, what do you got What are you working on? You got this Lincoln Continental that you drive
Me?
around, yeah.
Oh, my.
Collins got
The
it.
boat.
It's Colin's car.
Colin's car.
Yeah, that's so, yeah, that ain't mine. Just ask him; he'll tell you. He's 3.5 now, and my grandpa, when I was a kid, had a '78 Lincoln Town Car, and it was just cool to run around with. It had a big 460 in it. We'd cruise around, and it was nice. Unfortunately, last year my grandpa had passed away, and I thought it'd be cool to have something like him. And about a week after, Marketplace got me, and
Yeah, I remember that.
78
Gets us all.
Lincoln Town Car, identical, motor, transmission, all the stuff that's the same from his. And so I went up and I picked it up, and I took my kid along, and from there it was his. I don't. It's not mine to drive around. Or it's mine to drive around, but it's his car. He'll tell you that.
Well, you got to teach him the right way. Then, when you need some parts for that, you go break open his piggy bank if it's his car.
Oh.
Yeah, I keep that on pretty tight wraps.
Johnny, before you walk away, why don't you scoot that chair over here and get in on Justin's mic a little bit? And your truck is in this shot here, back here on the lift.
I'll let him jump.
John,
We used to sit by our old tower stereo systems at
Yep.
night and jam with these damn headphones on, so our mom and dads wouldn't hear we were listening to like Eazy-E and Tupac.
Doggy style.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my PS5 headset's a little different.
Get a little bit closer.
These are a little bit damn. So Johnny's truck is over here on the hoist. 77 Chevy that I had bought from a guy in Howard's Grove, Al Haling. He had it sitting right on 42 as you came into Howard's Grove, and I bought this truck a couple years ago. Kind of sat around in the garage. We did some different things to it, and then as John got older towards driving, he wanted something like what Keith had that he could fix up, and he asked me. He said, "Dad, you want to sell that truck?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll sell you that truck." And right now we're going on the second 383 in it. The first one had a bearing noise and there was oil in it, and John did everything right. He wasn't pounding on it. I know he takes care of that truck, and I inspected the wheel wells. There was no rubber in there, so
He scraped it off.
yeah, that's what but explain what your plans are for this truck, John, and now that we got the new motor in it, we got it running. A shout out to my friend Dean down in Illinois. He sold me the silver dually that I got, and now John's got a new mill in that truck because Dean was getting rid of it. So it's a nice piece. It sounds good. It runs good. what else you got to talk about there with that truck?
Well, I was just planning on getting it running good, getting everything back together so I can just drive it this summer and have something cool to drive this summer with the rest of you guys and take in cruises and stuff, and then tear it apart again this next winter and paint it a two-tone black and white with a white roof. Just make it look nice on the outside.
Yeah, it is a cool truck. You had a lot of fun with us this past summer when it was running, and it was nice because it went all the way into the fall for you before you had the problems with the bearing noise. But I know we all went as a group to a couple different car shows, and we did do that cruise in Appleton where they were cruising College Avenue, and I know you had some buddies with you, and that was a good time, wasn't it? Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good old square body?
Oh Christ, yeah, that you can't beat that.
Nope.
That's the truck. I've always said, you snap your neck when you see one of them driving by. It's kind of an icon with the Chevy truck. So, anything else you want to talk about? We got any other
Racing?
plans? Racing? Yeah. What about this car over here? I mean, we got this street stock sitting over here, and how did you like your first year behind the wheel of a big car? I mean, you did a lot of go-kart stuff. You did really well in the go-kart stuff.
SCART champion.
SCART champion.
Yeah.
And then we decided it was time for you to get in the street stock here. You have a good first season. You like it?
It's definitely different for sure.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Fenders.
Vendors.
It's definitely different being out there with a lot of other guys that have been doing it a long time, and it's just something different about sliding through a corner on dirt. It's just awesome.
Yeah, the go-karts really don't get too sideways. You're pretty planted
Yeah.
in a real big car. Then you get her slideways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know me and you are planning on Sturgeon Bay, the hill this year, running for points and trying to go after Brett Wenzel for that stock car championship.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. Brett's pretty damn good. He's a 5-time champion up there at Thunder Hill and up at Sturgeon Bay. And I mean, his dad Jerry's a legend, and we sponsor Brett and Jerry. We've been doing a lot for them for years, and they help us out. And Jerry actually went through my car this year and reset up some front end geometry. And the year before, they put the body on for you guys for on your street stock, John. So, how did you like the first year? What was some of the different learning things that you had to go through versus driving a go-kart? Is the same driving style?
It's definitely different. There's a lot more throttle control. You can't. I figured out you can't mash on the gas like you can in a go-kart, because I figured that out the hard way.
Yeah, I was there. We got a video of that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you were doing really good, and you were hanging in there, and
It's all part of learning.
it's part of learning. I told them that too. My first year driving them straight stocks too. You hop on the throttle a little too hard, you're going around, and I had my fair share of spins when I was first starting out.
I mean, you got to know where the limit is.
Once you figure that out, you're good. So. Any history behind that car?
Yeah, there's quite a bit actually. When did you built that back in 04?
04, I would have built that in our old house garage. A good friend of mine, Ryan Miller, borrowed me a tubing bender. I had started a mechanics race, and I helped him out one year, and I drove his car in a mechanics race, and I was hooked.
Addicted.
Yeah, that's exactly
Me
it,
too.
Chris. I was screwed. From that point of getting behind the wheel of one of them, I had to have one, and we built that car back in 2004 in my garage. Ryan came and helped. My brother Matt came and helped. And then 2005 was the first season we ran it. Had a lot of feature wins with that car. Got claimed a lot with that car.
Chilton.
Yeah, did the old Chilton days.
Best track ever.
That was the best track ever. I agree with Chris. I mean, they've all tried to duplicate it, but I don't think there'll ever be the atmosphere that was at that place. And you talk to a lot of the old timers, and Jesus, it's Chilton, but it was
The best was packing in the track at the beginning of the
Yeah,
night, just
yeah.
completely sideways all around the track.
yeah. I told John that too. I mean, Christ, you'd start out them heat races, and if you didn't pitch that thing by the flag stand, you were sliding off the track. Them heat races were so muddy, so mucky. and there was a different way to drive in the heat race. But come feature time, you had to hammer down
Yep.
tacky track, and it made for some really good racing out there. And I met a lot of cool people out there, a lot of good friendships out there, and so I hung on to that car all these years, and it sat, and I'm just happy to say that John put it back together, and it's out there really competitive now. We went up to Luxembourg at the end of the year last year, and there was 43 street stocks, and John made the show. A lot of good cars went home, and he's doing very well for his first year, and I'm excited to see what this year brings for him. So
Hoping it goes a lot better. Just
Yeah.
see what I can do with the points this year too. I'm actually,
One day at a time.
Yeah.
One race at a time.
one race, well, yeah, don't even get into the points
Yeah.
count and shit.
One VIN fender at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
planning on the way you had it painted back in 05. I'm planning to paint it back to that paint style that you had with
Yeah.
the orange and gray and
Okay.
the flames on the back, and do like a 20-year tribute to the way that car looked.
That is right. Yeah, I never thought of that, John. It is 20 years since that car was built, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So, who do you got for sponsors on that car?
Quality Electric, Jesse Wald, Tisler Salvage. He gave me the body for a sponsorship.
Jeff's a good guy. Jeff and
Yep.
Gary, they always support local racing.
Q Block Forwarding, Amanda Q Block and Kyle Q Block. I thank Jackson Beddock for coming down and helping, for living 2 hours away.
hmm
Country Visions for sponsoring the fluids for the motors and trannies. Actually for this car too.
Yeah, Zach Sakarla, he stepped up this year, and he talked to Matt about us doing some sponsorship with oils and different fluids that we need for the cars. And I had them years ago when we ran a late model and we were more serious, and Zach said something to Matt about coming on board, and I think that's cool as hell. We do a lot with Country Visions, we really do. So
All them fluids add up after a while.
Christ, that's a huge, yeah.
And then obviously Vetting Customs.
Sure.
Never heard of them.
Definitely on the-
Who are them guys?
Yeah.
I think that's it for this year, and just all the people, all the pit crew that helped out, and then just special thanks to my sisters and mom and grandma for being there to support me. And
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cool thing. Racing really brings family together, and you meet some cool people at
Yeah.
the track. So
Racing is a family. Like a lot of the people I still hang out with today, I met at a racetrack, and I raced against them, or pitted next to them. You get to know them, and then you come in with a flat, and you only got one pit crew member. People are jumping in to help. And
oh Christ, people are borrowing you tires
Yeah.
that ain't even yours. You know?
Right. Get it back out
Yeah,
there.
get them back out there, whatever it takes.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
and
cool to see.
shout out to all the small businesses. A little bit goes a long way for racing.
Yeah, it
Yes.
does. Yeah. I mean, there isn't a minimum when it comes to that. Everything helps when it comes to getting these cars out to the track, and we try to do our best to promote everybody that helps us out. And I think this is a good platform too to get
Yeah.
different businesses out there too. So, that all you got for us, John? We can give Justin his headset back and get him back on the controls.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for watching this first nightmare of a podcast.
Bye, Felicia.
See ya.
Thank you, sir.
Won't be ya.
Oh, Matt's breaking into the display stash.
Oh, the display stash.
We have a beer boy for that.
Yeah, he's back on duty.
Failed the last one.
I'd say, speaking a little bit more on John's racing, I can't wait for this year being part of the team. I'm hoping to get out on that track with him and just get all the photos and videos I can for him.
Yeah.
Talk with the racetracks and really just get
Yeah,
out there.
What you got going on there with your photography stuff, Justin, it's cool as hell. And what you
Get
brought.
that name on the side of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get
I'll
that.
sponsor
Yeah,
it.
we should get that on there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Just take
Yeah, I never
pictures
thought
of
of
it.
it. Just take pictures of it. Yeah.
Shout out JR Photography.
We got
Brought to you by Vetting Customs.
yeah, we got to shout out to Justin just for, like I said, this was 2 years. I met with different people. I had this idea to do this. It seemed like it was going to get there, and then all of a sudden we ran into different hiccups, or different people didn't follow through. Met with some different high school kids that were in media classes, and tried like hell to get this going, and with being in business and all this different stuff going on, and I rely on my people a lot here. So for us to take time and do this, it's neat. And Justin is the lead on this. I mean, I don't know how to run any of these controls. We got a camera going on now. We're looking at getting the TV so we can do some live stream stuff where people are commenting and asking questions, different things.
That'll be entertaining.
That'll be nice when people can
excited
log
for
in.
that.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to be on your best behavior for that one.
Yeah.
There is no beeping anything out.
Yeah, that's raw, ain't it?
Yeah, that's completely raw. We're going to be live streaming it to both Facebook and our YouTube.
Stay tuned.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big things to come.
Or log off, whatever.
Subscribe, like, all that good
Up to you.
stuff.
Yeah, follow, post, repost, tell all your friends.
Oh yeah.
And guest suggestions. Like, we'll be looking for that.
Yeah. Anybody interested in coming and sitting down and shooting the shit with us on a Friday for a little bit.
We got beer.
Yeah, we got beer. We got some free beer. Talk about your shop, your car, your products, whatever you got. We want to hear what everybody's got going on out there. And if we don't put that out there, you guys feel free to reach out to us. I mean, this is what this is about. Comment and do all them different things to keep this going. So
Yeah. Super excited to see where this brings us. Fun Friday, unwind.
Just get the youth back into. I mean, that, like Chad started off with. Like, I remember matchboxes, then that turned into models, and then that turned into RC cars, then it turned into pedal bikes, and tearing them apart, putting them back together.
Are you describing my youth?
It's my youth.
It's my youth.
That's why we're here.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
my youth.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's your guys' youth,
Cars.
it was before I was born.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
heck, these are whiskers of wisdom.
Yeah.
That's what this salt and pepper stuff
Yeah.
is here. Yeah, that's years of wisdom, I
Your
guess.
spring
Justin.
chickens ain't even got no gray in your beard. Keith, he hardly can grow one.
I'm just happy to have some, not to say older folks, but I mean, you guys have just so much more knowledge between, the classic cars and everything.
That's why I thought this was a good group. I mean, you and Keith are on the younger side of things. You know the new trends. You got us guys over here that have seen and dealt with everything. I like carburetors. Matt likes fuel injection. We'll argue about that all day long because I hate fuel injection because I don't know how to tune them. You know how to tune them, so now I like fuel injection. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Well, let's get the carburetor up your junk.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Monty going fuel injected?
Negative. That one stays carburetor.
We should probably look at doing that someday, updating that thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's what makes the podcast flow because we have so many different perspectives on the car.
I'm just scared to bring up Japanese cars with you guys
Oh
here.
no! There's some cool stuff.
I just won't be commenting much.
That's all you.
Yeah, that's right. Like Chris said, I don't know shit about them things, so you could talk about your spoon engines and
Spoon?
Honda.
all your different Fast and the
like
Furious stuff. But
Spoon?
yeah, like spoon.
No, that's a different kind of thing, Chris.
Oh!
Yeah, you got that wrong, bud.
Well, I don't know. I hear spoon. I think of spooning.
Yeah, well.
Ice
No,
cream.
spoon engines
cereal.
big on Honda Civic and that kind of part of the car culture. I mean, I've had German, Japanese, I've had a little bit of everything.
Good
right
for
now
you.
I've Matthew.
Hey, that's what I'd like to do though. There's a bunch of guys in town. They meet over at Hobby Lobby. I believe I met Justin there one night with my Dodge. Nobody judges anybody. You bring whatever the hell you want. They're into import stuff. They're into tuner stuff. We're into the classic stuff. But when you get there, it's all about one thing. Everybody likes cars. That's what it's about. So
Burnouts.
when I bowled in there that night, I didn't feel awkward at all.
Well, you talked about that racing family being a family. The car
club.
world itself is a family of its own, and it's a family of a different breed. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It blows my mind how much of a family it can be. I mean, you mentioned something on a post or something. Hey, I'm going to work on my car tonight, and you got a driveway packed of your friends' cars. Everyone is just out, no reason but to just work on cars.
Mm-hmm.
Or just sit there and shoot the shit with you and make fun of you.
Oh yeah,
they
drink
just
all
wanna
your
drink
beer.
Yeah.
You got beer? I got some Full Throttle beer.
Yeah, or you got that one guy that comes just for dinner, you know. As soon as dinner's done, he's
Whoa,
gone.
whoa, hey, don't bring it up.
Oh man.
So I only had one more thing on the bottom of my sheet. I just thought you guys would be interested in talking about some of the different projects that we got going on here right now, and maybe just hit high points of what's going on in the shop here currently. I know, Matt, you know a lot about that stuff.
Yep.
So
What do we got going on right now? We got a 49 Ford that came to us with a 6-volt system, and he wants to convert it to 12 to make it a little bit more reliable and user-friendly. This truck didn't come with a radio. He's putting a radio in it. He wants the HVAC to work, but obviously not the AC, but just, something that he can use and drive around and enjoy. Very solid car. Came out of the south, so it's pretty solid there. Another one we got is a
Well,
65.
before you move on to
go
that,
ahead.
and before I don't mean to interrupt you, but wiring.
Yes.
We got a wiring kit from Quickwire.
Yeah,
over there in
Quickwire.
Fond du Lac. They've
Yep.
been hell
Yep.
of a place to work with. Their
Yeah, this
systems.
isn't the first one that we
No,
put a quick wire
no.
in.
Yeah, that's a hell of a kit that they got over there. We need some glass work done on it yet.
Yep.
Kind of looking at a couple of weeks here, we'll have it wrapped up and back to the
For
customer. It's a neat project. He started out with some smaller things.
Yeah.
And then as he got here and got comfortable with us, because this is the first job that he's done with us, I mean, he's added how much stuff now? Quite a bit.
I think the project's
yeah.
probably tripled in size.
Tripled in size.
To
okay.
be, to put a number on it, if you will.
Yeah,
Oh, you can do this? Oh, can you do that?
Yeah,
Can you
pretty
do this?
much. I mean,
that's how it goes, Chris. It really
Yep,
Yeah.
a little bit of everything here.
yeah. We got a family car. We got a 66 Bel Air 4-door, and it has two meanings for the family. Obviously, with the 4-door, it's got room for the family. The other part is it actually was in the family since '66. The gentleman's grandma bought it new, and now he has it and wants to
That gave me goosebumps.
spruce it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the beer. That is good, isn't it?
It's pretty
so
mid.
he's putting a fuel injected 383 with air conditioning, all ready to go.
Is that going to be a vintage air system in there?
Yes, yeah, vintage air.
That's what
And it's gonna be a blueprint, 383 from Speedway.
Oh, really?
Fucking snap on.
Yeah, big snap.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bought a Blue Point Motors.
Shut up.
Sponsored by Brett.
So that's a cool one. I like the history of the car. It's not a car I would go out and buy, even though I got that big Lincoln. But there's obviously a reason he has the car, and the same with the reason that I got the Lincoln.
Matt, I think you're forgetting we're also doing a full disc conversion on that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we are putting disc brakes in to make it a little bit more user friendly, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Safer.
Yeah.
Drums scare me ever since the '74 Nova I had.
Yeah.
Drums are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my 68 Chevy truck in high school. It had drum brakes on when I bought it, and I mean, if you want to stop, you gotta grab a fucking
Oh,
pedal.
yeah. You better
Holy
put that through the
shit,
floor.
Yeah.
But the other projects that we got going on right now, you can kind of see it up on there as a
This rat rod right up here,
38 Chevy.
31.
31?
31.
close.
31.
Ah, 7
Fired.
years.
Yeah.
At that age, what's 7 years?
Right?
Yeah,
we built
31, 31 Chevy.
Yeah, we built the frame on that, not?
Yeah, customer had started it. Kind of had the stock front end with the axle just mocked up in it. We had did some other projects throughout the years, and he's seen what we were capable of here. And I know Rob through racing all these years, and he wanted us to come up and look at it. We went up and looked at it, and turned out that we ended up building the frame on it. Finished all that up, got the rear end in it, got the front end in it, got all the steering components in it, fabricated motor mounts, body mounts. Christ, I'm trying to think what else is on there.
Shock mount, steering.
Steering column. And now he was here yesterday? Wednesday afternoon he was here. We're gonna end up doing we're gonna finish the floor in it and get the seats mounted. And when it leaves here, it'll go to his house, and he'll put his drivetrain in it. We just got a mock-up motor and a mock-up training in it right now, but it's such a solid car for what it is. I mean,
Well,
there's
yeah.
still oil change stickers in the door jamb from
Right.
1939. You know.
Yep. Yeah, that's a cool history of it.
It is. It's a neat car, and I think it'll turn out to be something pretty neat when he's cruising around with his wife. So
Yeah. One of my favorite cars that we've done actually is a pickup truck, 84 Chevy square body. Has a big block in it. We called it Creamy here in the shop. I don't know if the customer knew that or not, but cream colored big block, and he bought it for his wife. It just needed some fine tuning with the brakes and the suspension, steering. We went through it all, and they just really want to enjoy that car or truck with their son and daughter. It's a standard cab, but they really enjoy it, and they wanted it to be safe for them, and cruise around with it. It's not the only car that he has. He's got a couple of other ones that we may do some work on for paint in our paint shop, and hopefully maybe we'll get him on here to tell us what his drives him.
it'd be neat to, bringing Rob with his hot rod here, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk about the cream truck. We got a Mustang in there.
Yeah, a 65 Mustang. He's had that right before he left for the service. He bought that car, and his mom was in charge of it, mom and dad, while he was gone. Mom hit a pole at a bank, and that's why we had to do a little bit of work there. But the time has come, and he's able to restore it to what he remembers it as when he bought it before he left. So that's another cool story.
Yeah.
Each one of these project cars that come in here have a story behind it, and a reason why that particular car is what tripped their fancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's nice to listen to the customers and the people what they have to be in the industry, or not the industry, but be in that car.
Yeah. Yeah. Why they're specifically working on it, and the love for that car. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a Chevy Love truck
Love.
here.
Oh, Chevy Love. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got one in there,
Maybe I'll
too.
throw up a picture of that.
Most people probably have never seen a real life Chevy Love truck.
I can say I haven't until one came in the shop. So
Nope.
You're also 6 years old.
okay, and you're 50.
Yeah,
I
I
had to
am.
put the headset back on him. That was loud.
Yeah, well, I lost my headset when I had that, but
It's okay.
they
That truck's as old as me. That's scary, huh?
There's definitely collector plates on that one then.
Yep.
But there again, his brother-in-law and him seen this on, I don't know, one night, and they're like, we should do that, and now it's here. His brother-in-law has since moved away, and he is just wanting it done. So we'll show you pictures of that in future videos.
Future episodes, yeah, we'll definitely touch base on that. So with closing, I just want to make sure everybody shows up on April 24th for the first Full Throttle.
Yeah.
If you're not here, you're square.
I'll have a beer with you.
This is where all the cool kids will be on Thursday the 24th, right, guys? Yeah.
Yep.
I work here, so I'm forced to be here. No,
No,
I'm kidding.
that's
I'm
false.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm so excited. Not even for just the cars by itself, but with how much photography I do, with all the cool cars that are going to be there, I'm so excited for it. It's going to be great for the page.
Chad, you want to move over again?
Meeting different people. It's neat. It
Yeah,
is.
I love it. I was coming to Full Throttle Thursdays before I even knew anyone here.
The good old days.
Oh, I would say Brandon messaged me. He's like, "Hey, we have a car show that goes, every Thursday, last Thursday of the month. It's called Full Throttle. You should bring the Cadillac over because Brandon owned it." So I came over for the first time, and it was great. I saw my grandfather here. He had his third gen Camaro here, split nose, and I'm like, "Hey, this is kind of cool."
Is that the green one?
No, the gold and black one.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you know your grandpa was going to be here when you came?
No,
That's
it's kind of cool. You guys actually posted a group photo of a bunch of the cars, and that's when I first noticed that my grandfather's car was in the group shot. So, and then 2 weeks later, I started working here.
Yep. All right, guys, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Let's end her there.
Yo.
Fire up the car.
Good, 'cause I got to piss. Nice work. Nice work, amigos.